Guangzhou Tzu Chi volunteers clean and disinfect the recycling station before it closes. Tzu Chi volunteers in Guandong help a disabled person improve her living environment. Welcome to Dai Headlines. I'm Sandy Yan. Thank you for joining us. In Taiwan, as the pandemic worsens, Tzu Chi is complying with government's pandemic prevention measures and stopping the collection of recyclables. Before closing the iron gates, volunteers at Banqiao's Dongqiu Borough recycling station clean and disinfect the venue. Besides, as they temporarily stop to collect recyclables, volunteers hope that people can cut down on use of disposable products to avoid polluting the environment.
Volunteers pack the bottles ready to sell them. At the recycling station, the atmosphere is different on this day.
Tzu Chi is complying with the pandemic prevention measures, so we need to clean up the recycling station and take break temporarily.
Similar to the massive cleaning for the new year, volunteers clean up the desks, drawer, closet, and shelves. They've also taken down the advertisement at Dongqiu Borough recycling station. They plan to repaint the place.
After cleaning, we let it dry for a while. We will paint the wall again, so it will look more beautiful.
Luo Xiujing, who has been doing recycling for 25 years, said that volunteers have always overcome difficulties to protect the environment. Now, to prevent COVID-19 virus from entering the recycling station, volunteers must comply with government's regulation and stop collecting recyclables.
After sanitizing the place, we will pull down the iron gate and wait for the pandemic to end. Then we can restart the recycling efforts.
The recycling volunteers encourage the public to cut down their use of disposable products so that as people stay healthy, the environment can stay clean.
In China, Fujian Quanzhou, a 70-year-old recycling volunteer, Chen Likun, had 3 surgeries, but she dedicated herself into recycling work night and day. She says doing recycling helped her forget about time and problems. Her 80-year-old husband, who has limited mobility due to stroke, also helps her at home.
Cardboard boxes on the sidewalks and the bottles in the neighborhood are often kept by neighbors, then given to Chen Likun. Someone even provided space for her to organize recyclables.
She organizes very well. It's clean.
70-year-old Chen Likun has already undergone 3 surgeries. Though she looks thin, she still insists on doing recycling early in the morning. Through the journey, she even was laughed at, but this never discouraged her.
I should be doing this, and once I am doing it, I forget about time. And when I don't finish doing recycling, I will continue until I am done. I don't feel hungry or tired.
Chen Likun's husband, who suffered a stroke, also does recycling at home as he steps on bottles and cans.
I told him how to do it, and he followed. Now it's like his mission because he actively participates and gets things done.
In the past, Chen Likun often prayed for safety and peace, but after reading Jing's aphorisms, she changed her mind as it made her daily life more comfortable.
In 1980, Taiwan was at war with garbage. It was often piled up on the streets in a mess and stench. The government took action to promote a recycling campaign to reduce waste. Incidentally, Tzu Chi also began promoting recycling to encourage all citizens to do their part in caring for the planet. Let's take a look.
In Yilan's Touchen, the neighboring sea is full of smuggling items, alcohol, mushrooms, which are transported at night. I often see people taking drugs, and I was interested. I tried it, and I felt energetic. During the military service, I do drugs when I had a break, and after the service was over, I do it every day.
A hint of interest has led him on the wrong road of drugs. Ke Qingxi is not ashamed to admit he was once a headache to his parents as well as wife.
The last time I told him I wanted a divorce, I kept giving him chances, but if he didn't change, then I would divorce him. I thought in the end maybe my daughter and I would be sold. He then replied to give him one last chance, and that was the last one I gave him. And if I knew that he did drugs one more time, then he would not have any more chances.
With his life in disarray, Tzu Chi volunteers came into his life, and they suggested he go to the recycling station. Perhaps that would help him sober up.
I'd come to the recycling station, but afterwards, I'd go do drugs. When I first got here, I still did drugs.
Since he's here, then he must quit drugs. I wasn't too nagging about it. I'd mention it here and there, and he was pretty determined in the end.
Besides going to work, Ko was involved at the recycling station, and under the companionship of volunteers and his family, he was without time nor energy to immerse himself in drugs.
If we didn't sort the recyclables here, it just becomes trash, and goes into the incinerator, it's not worth it. So if we sort out the recyclables, it brings in money, which is good for the planet and the poor.
The recycling station has helped people gain a second chance at life. Tzu Chi has promoted recycling for over 30 years now, and the mission remained the same from day one. The most beautiful and moving stories are the ones from the seniors at the recycling station. For those living in remote regions where families live far away from each other, those who know how to drive will help carpool other recycling volunteers to the station. This mission of recycling has long been carried out for over 10 years.
It was to support them since they have the heart to do recycling here. I'm blessed with the task and I feel quite happy too. If I live a peaceful day, then I'll come to contribute my effort here. Master Zheng Yan is the person I'm looking for, and Tzu Chi is the path I want to walk on. I don't feel burdened, just blessed.
Having spinal surgery 3 times, Tzu Chi only rested a little before returning to the team.
I'm just hunched over and doesn't affect sorting recyclables. My health has continued to improve. It's been 2 years and my health reports come back with no red numbers.
88-year-old Guandong, after completing her cancer treatment, was eager to come back too. She has been working in the recycling station for the last 20 years without much fanfare.
I live on my own, and coming to the recycling station means I have company. I had in my mind that when I retire, I will do this.
在环保的运作的部分呢，我们基本上是让这些年轻人有机会参与。
In regards to recycling, of course we invite the young people to join us, but our core volunteers are those who are retired, as it gives them a chance to put meaning in their lives.
退休的这些长者身上，让他们能够发挥生命的良人。
In the 80s, Taiwan experienced a war with garbage. It was thrown haphazardly on the side of the street and no one picked it up. Or if collected, it would just be piled up and become a second public problem. The government finally realized that a rise in Taiwan's economics meant that changes must be done in the environment too. The government and Tzu Chi simultaneously began promoting recycling as a way to reduce waste and improve the environment.
社会的支持是非常重要的哦。我们就算政府有政策、有法令。
It's important to get the support of society, because despite having the government's policy, sometimes they aren't carried out strictly. However, if everyone found a charitable reasons or motivation to do such a thing, then their spiritual reward will be greater. And with the inclusion of Tzu Chi's promotion of recycling, it has helped encourage people to keep it up. This, I think, on the whole, has been a great influence.
推动资源回收，鼓励大家做环保这件事情，对于台湾的整个环保史的发展，是一个非常重要的社会动力。
Tzu Chi encourages people to use their hearts to do good. During their younger days, they would take care of their family, while during their golden years, they can use their time to safeguard the planet. The recycling station gives older people a chance to compose a new symphony of life.
In Guangdong, Huang Xiuqun's disabilities have long impaired her mobility. 3 years ago, Tzu Chi volunteers started visiting her every month to check up on her. However, there are neighbors who complain about the smell from her home. Therefore, this time, volunteers decided to do a thorough cleanup of Huang Xiuqun's home.
1 toilet and 10 centimeter high plastic mat, in the space less than 35 square feet, This is where Huang Xiuqun lives.
他身上是不是也有大便？
Handicapped since birth, Huang Xiuqun is unable to walk out as her home often produces bad smells.
看到她生活在这样的
Seeing her living in this environment, every time when I'm here I feel heartbroken. So we as Tzu Chi volunteers must treat her as our family member.
应做的就是把安家当做自己的家人。
Starting 3 years ago, volunteers make regular visits as they hope to further renovate the living environment.
It's so clean, we're done. We must let her see.
Neighbors will no longer smell bad smells, right? Look, you're standing at the door. There are no smells now. Huang Xiuqun's older brother was very impressed by the efficiency and determination of Tzu Chi volunteers. Once Huang Xiuqun returned to her home, she felt very comfortable.
We come here to help her clean. At least she's clean now and she feels comfortable. This makes us feel happy. It's worth it.
没有爸爸妈妈，你肯定要照顾他的。
对，长兄如父。
哦，对对对。
Once the living environment is improved, volunteers are on their way to guide Xiuqun into a happier life.
May is the month of filial piety. In Tianjin and Dalian, Tzu Chi volunteers held gratitude tea gatherings at Tzu Chi office. The attendees offered tea to their mothers and expressed their gratitude to their parents. Let's join them there.
Li Xiangdong and his entire family have come to the gratitude tea gathering, and they've also brought styrofoam to be recycled.
Sorting recyclables benefits the public. Carrying out Tzu Chi's work also trains our bodies.
By offering tea to their parents, the gathering attendees expressed their gratitude. As the gathering attendees exceed the expected number, the gathering has increased from 2 to 3 sessions. Zhang Lina has resolved her conflict with her mother.
真的，我希望你理解，真希望啊，真没事儿，我就是多少年，真的。所以我祝福你。
In Dalian, the sign language musical has moved many people to tears. By offering tea, they expressed their gratitude for their parents.
I truly feel that all the good things we enjoy in this world and the kind thoughts I have all come from my mother.
Being filial to our parents and be gentle in demeanor, I have realized that we need to be mindful with our attitude towards our parents. This is what filial piety is all about.
As the gathering attendees expressed their gratitude for their parents, they have realized the importance of fulfilling filial duties.
In Hsinchu, a nursing home donated 19 hospital beds to Tzu Chi's assistive device platform. Tzu Chi volunteers arrived with 4 trucks to pick up the beds, and they also plan to modify these manual hospital beds into electric ones, giving it a second chance while serving citizens in need.
In Hsinchu, a nursing home, before moving, was about to throw away 19 medical beds. Yet before doing so, the director thought of Tzu Chi.
Donors and recipients both know of Tzu Chi's love. I believe that Tzu Chi will bring the medical beds to remote regions, to places we can reach to help them.
Normally, if we put this bed into recycling, a bed sells for less than 100 NTD. In Caotun, our brothers Huang Yuren and Hong Xicai renovated the beds, turning it into an electric medical bed. The value now is like buying a new medical bed, about 29,000 NT dollars. The place of assisted device renovation is at Nanto's Caotun Township. 19 volunteers drove 4 trucks, and it was very exhausting to even carry the beds onto the vehicle. Though it was time and effort consuming, it was all worth it since the beds can be reused. From Hsinchu to Caotun, it was a 3-hour ride, but also a journey of discovery. The entire team studied the medical beds, and after understanding the structure of the beds, we think it's okay to change it into an electromedical bed. After sending out the beds, we tracked and made sure that the beds have no issues. Giving medical beds a second chance, it is hoped that these newly renovated medical beds may reach people in need.
In Taiwan, a recycling volunteer, Su Zhangyun, in Guandong district underwent a spinal surgery. After the surgery, she became bedridden. Therefore, her close friends in Tzu Chi sent her an electric bed, hoping to lessen her carry's burdens. Let's take a look.
After undergoing a surgery, 80-year-old Grandma Zhang Yun has mobility issues.
Although it's a spring mattress, I must pull for her to get up. We want to support her, but we do not know how.
Grandma Zhang Yun's son, Tzu Chi, is caring for her. However, his wife in the other room also needs help. His wife, who suffered a stroke, is physically weak. Therefore, Tzu Chi, who has to care for two people, sleeps in the living room at night.
When my mother knocks on the wall, I will hear her. When my wife has some needs, I will also hear her.
Grandma Zhang Yun is one of the 4 senior recycling volunteers at Guandong Recycling Station. With the support of her Dhamma family, she's not alone. Team members have visited her. They decided to send her an electric bed so that she can get up more conveniently. Although the mountain roads are narrow, volunteers carefully transport the bed.
People who have been through difficulties will know that when you help other people, they will be really happy.
I'm grateful that the master is too nice to me. Thank you, everyone. Tzu Chi brothers and sisters do not give up on me, so I really miss Tzu Chi.
Besides the electric bed, city volunteers have also delivered a wheelchair for Grandma Zhang Yun's daughter-in-law. They have also organized a second-hand clothes. They want to lessen the burdens of the caretakers so that the family in need can enjoy more convenience.
As global Muslims celebrate Eid al-Fitr, there are many markets in Jakarta open for business. Date palm is an important food for the celebration. Every year at this time, the sales of date palms would increase. At Tanah Abang markets in Jakarta, many date palm vendors' business have improved. Here's the news.
The date palm vendors at Tanah Abang Market think that, unlike Ramadan in the past year, this year's date palm business is quite active. When the pandemic first broke out and the government implemented movement control orders, the economy was impacted and sales of date palm plummeted. Date palm vendor Dawi said that due to the pandemic, Tanah Abang Market closed down last year. As a result, he has lost his income for a while. This year, as the market resumed, his old customers have returned. Some of them have placed orders since the first week of Ramadan. He's now able to sell 8 to 10 kilograms of date palms a day.
When the market closed down, I cannot do business and therefore I had no income. Last year, there was no customers because the market closed down. Now from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., there are many customers in the market. I can sell 8 to 11 kilograms of date palms every day.
Another date palm vendor also feels that the arrival of Ramadan has helped increase the sales of date palms. The stable price has inspired the customers to buy all kinds of date palms. This year, the most popular date palms are produced in Saudi Arabia. Currently, many vendors at Tanah Abang Market have been vaccinated, and people can go out to shop with peace of mind. As a result, date palm sales have been increasing.
Last year, I did not buy date palms because we could not go outside. So last year, we spent Ramadan in a simple way. This year, we have been vaccinated, so we can go outside with peace of mind. Of course, we still follow pandemic prevention measures.
Although the pandemic has not ended, the sales of date palms have been on the rise. Date palm vendors hope that the economy can be revived soon so that their business can improve.
Let us take a look at Indonesia's special wax-resisting dyeing called batik. Normally, during the process of batik, the wastewater would pollute the environment. However, a batik artisan by the name of Rini launches an eco-friendly natural dye process to promote the traditional method of batik.
As an artisan of traditional handicrafts, Rini often sees the wastewaters produced by local textile industries. She also notices the lack of interest that young people has in batik. Therefore, Rini attempts to create batik cloth through natural dyeing. In order to attract the attention of consumers, the workshop creates a special-looking blue dyed batik cloth. As Rini says that profit isn't a priority, but her intention is to increase locals' interest in batik and to promote the use of natural dyeing in the production of clothes. Supporting the continuation of clothes, this trend will elevate the fashion industry, especially during times when we have a close relationship with the environment. The textile industry must find a way to produce clothes without harming the environment.
Yang sangat penting juga dia nggak merusak lingkungan. Jadi limbahnya tuh nggak apa-apa, mana coba di tempat saya masih subur-subur tanamannya.
Mainly the waste we produce here won't affect the environment actually. You can see that the plants in my garden are very healthy. It's because I dump materials under the tree, allowing it to become compost. So we use natural dyes for nature, then we put it back into nature.
Workshop kami ini insya Allah zero waste. Jadi bahan-bahan bakunya dari alam kembali lagi ke alam.
Creating a batik cloth takes up to 4 days, as the cloth must undergo 8 times of dyeing. Though the process of natural dyeing is complex, it does not create pollution for the environment. Besides promoting her brand, Rini also encourages locals to create their own brand and promote eco-friendly products.
Selama masa pandemi ini kita pikir gimana nih supaya kita bisa kolaborasi bareng. Nah, oleh karena itu pada saat kita ketemu lagi.
During the pandemic, we'll try our best to work with everyone. After discussion, we discovered that we have similar views. Therefore, we utilize our own professions to create eco-friendly products. It just so happened that I'm a knitting yarn vendor and she does batik. This is our product and we'll transport our product or knitting yarn to her for dyeing.
Dan Bu Winnie itu kan pencelupan dari indigo. Nah, jadi produk kita itu seperti ini. Setelah kita jadi produk, itu dicelup sama Bu Rini. Atau misalnya benang saya itu dicelup sama Bu Rini untuk jadi produk indigo.
Rini hopes to drive the local recycling industry, following the trend of eco-friendliness while incorporating traditional cultural aspects. The production of eco-friendly items is also a solid act of protecting our environment.
In Banqiao, Indonesia, Tzu Chi volunteers cooperate with the military guards to deliver rice and maize to those in need. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. See you next time.